Hello? 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 Hey, this is on the screen. Look, it's loading. Wait a second. I should probably get this off the screen, no? It's like fucking super broken. My immersion is breaking at a rapid pace. See, this is what happens when everything is happening like as I'm loading stuff up. Hello though. Hi. I'm not in the chair right now. It's true. All right. Nice VTube studio. Thanks, brother. All right. Let's shmee here. Everything is broke. So I don't know what's going on, but I escaped. She escaped confinement. Where is she? Oh god, what happened to her? That's good. All right. I am slowly getting everything set up again. Sweet. I feel like the more things crash, the more things are gonna get corrupted on my end. I really don't understand why I'm getting these crashes. That's very strange. Everyone was so scared about Red Coco, we never even considered what might happen if Coco got out. That's good. It's true. And now, I am closing in on your location. Just kidding. Alley up. Hi. So I lost the video, clearly, because it's gone. And, everything broken. So, who knows? If you want to see an extreme example, look up the bartender scene in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Alright, let's check it out. What's it called? Bartender, tender, scene, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Okay. Lock, Talk. Okay, I think this is it. Okay. It's loading. Alright. Let's see. Larger. I'm gonna shift over. And I'm gonna shift my chair over as well. Chair, come over here. Chair. Are you my chair? You are. Get over here. Much better. Alright. Let's see this.
Rory Breaker. Rory? You don't know Rory. He's not to be underestimated. He's a funny-looking fucker, I know. But you've got to look past the hair and the cute cuddly thing. It's all a deceptive facade. A few nights ago, Rory's Roger Iron busted. So he's gone down the battle cruiser to watch the end of a football game. No one's watching the custard, so he switches the channel over. A fat geezer's north opens, and he wanders up and turns the Liza over. Now fuck off and watch it somewhere else. Rory knows claret is imminent, but he doesn't want to miss the end of the game. So calm as a coma, picks up a fire extinguisher, walks straight past the jam rolls who are ready for action, and plonks it outside the entrance. He then orders an Aristotle of the most ping-pong tiddly in the nuclear sub, and switches back to his footer. That's fucking it, says the geezer. That's fucking what, says Rory, and he gobs out a mouthful of booze covering Fatty. He flicks a flaming match into his bird's nest, and the geezer's lit up like a leaking gas pipe. Rory, unfazed, turns back to his game. His team's won too. 4-0.
What the fuck? Piddly pong tiddly winka? Like, I don't know what the fuck I heard of there. What is that? What the fuck did he say? There's a bit more slang than the average person uses now, but yes, I understand. Those were technically English words. I got like 40% of that. That's so— wait, why am I still looking at chat from my phone? I have my computer on. What am I doing? Ping pong tiddly. Okay, well that was fun. Well, I definitely am not gonna be able to do whatever the fuck the car— I don't know why my car— like the thing— what was it? The Cockney accent. Oh, what was it? vaccinated. He had a fight with his girl and killed a dude, I think. Yeah. So it actually, the video I was watching, it kind of was translating like the slang on the fly, but it was wild. The bird's nest. Fucking, what, he lit up his bird's nest, which is his chest, and then he was a flame. I don't know. The only thing is like, what do you say? I don't even remember. I can't even remember what he was talking about. London Axe. Why did I lose everything? Oh, okay, I got it back up. Sweet. Okay.
Today on Let Them Talk TV, you are going to learn everything.
Level 2, level 3. Okay, okay. Here we go.
Copniometer.
I found it!
To level 3.
Try Norfolk next. All right, right after this.
Look at this phrase.
Yeah,
lemon and lime.
It means time. Yeah,
lemons and lime.
Yes.
But sometimes that's not obscure enough. So just say the first word of the pair. What's the lemon? Oi, what's the lemon? Well, it's 9:30.
So it's all contextual, it sounds like. Because, okay, I kind of do something like this with my... I do this with my best friend, Kaz, with my mod. We'll say like for instance, I mean, it's not exactly the same because we're making up words, so it's even fucking worse. But I guess it's not as confusing. But we do like rhyming shit too, where it's like, all right, I'm gonna go big beepin'. Like I'll say I'm big beepin', which basically means I'm sleepy, right? I'm big beepin' is I'm very sleepy. That's how I talk. And then like Thunderstand. Fuck. Why? I wish my mod was here. I need him right now. Cause he's basically the one that spearheaded this whole thing that we did. Get in the chat. I need you. He's probably not even here right now. You are here. Oh. Perfect. Okay, what's some words that we say? We say like beepin', thunderstand, shmee. Shmee is for see. So instead of saying like I see, we say I shmee. You know, I shmee now. What else do we say? There's certain words that we've like completely fucked up. Shmee, help me. No, it's like I shmee. But like usually like it's like when you're kind of like don't believe the person, you're like I shmee. Understand. We just add consonants to words for no reason. Yeah. Beepin'. I call him like I don't know. Like what else? I now believe I'm at fault for your awful reading comprehension. So how Coco thinks English works. You ruined me! 10 years of your friendship has caused me to become who I am today. I don't say anything right anymore. Mielo. Mielo's another one. Instead of hello. Mielo. I don't know. That's like, it kind of fucks up. Anyway, here we go.
You get it? Okay, another example.
So this is all contextual. You just need to know.
Dog and bone to call me Mrs.
Dog and bone. So they say, can I use your dog?
What do you think that means? Phone, of course. Dog and bone, phone.
So they say, can I use your dog?
Rhymes with phone.
Can I use your phone
word of the pair?
To look at the lemon?
Is dead.
Is that how you say it? Like I'm gonna check me bone. No, I'm gonna check me dog to look up the lemon.
For example.
So yeah, it definitely you would have to know the context, which would take a very long time.
Say he's brown. Why? I don't know, but it's like that. Sometimes you have to use both. So, my battery is brown bread. Can I use your dog to call the missus? Brown bread?
What?
When you have several rhymes in a sentence, it becomes really difficult to understand. And why is it so difficult? Because that's how it's supposed to be. back in the day, we didn't want the police or any other outsiders prying into our business.
Classic
So,
classic English
Let's
people.
Look at some more examples with Bob, but this time you might need to read the subtitles for an explanation.
There's
That's a
subtitles.
bit of luck. I found a £5 note on the road.
The
Let's get for
road.
our Chuck. I found a Lady Godiva on the frog. A thief stole my hat from my car. Some tea leaf half-inch me tit for tap from me jam jar. I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
I'm going to bed.
I'm cream crackered. I'm going to Uncle Ted's. Really?
Wow.
You paid
Cream
£25
crackered.
for 2 beers? Are you joking?
Crackered is supposed to be
You
knackered?
paid a pony for 2 Britneys? You're having a Turkish?
A Turkish?
Can
Holy
you move
shit!
your ass? I can't see the television. Move your Kyber, I can't see the custard.
Can't see the custard.
I'm sorry, my friend.
Wow.
That Rolex is a fake, and I'm not lying. Sorry, Mel China, but that Rolex is a Sexton Blake, and I'm not telling Porkies neither.
Wow.
So he...
Porkies is supposed to be pork. Wait, what was Porky supposed to be? Pork pies. Porkies is pork pies, which means lies. That's so fucking wild, dude. Never. There's no way I can do this accent. What was the other one you wanted me to do? The fucking Norfolk accent. Listen to this broad Norfolk accent. Okay.
And what is the name of your village again? Where you said that we would never ever find it?
Hindlevestern.
Hindlevestern?
Yeah.
And where's that?
I can't fucking hear him. This is a terrible video. Wait, let's do this one.
Hello and welcome to the Accent Bank by Sarah Valentine. My name is Keisha and I was born in Norfolk. I'm proud to
Norfolk.
come from Norfolk and this is my
Norfolk.
natural accent. Now personally, my accent isn't as strong as say my nan's would or like my great nan's would be. But I did ask her about 4 or 5 things that she says slightly different to I suppose the rest of us really, considering her accent is actually really, really strong.
Strong.
She says
Wood
instead of road. She says
wood
cloth instead of cloth.
Close.
She'll say paper instead
Paper.
of paper. And she'll
Paper.
say cake instead of
Cake. Cake.
But other than that, I
Paper.
can't really think of
Paper.
anything else. Although something I do say that I don't think anyone else says, I'll say, can I have a pint of lager?
I'm
But I
a
think
porn
everyone else
lager.
says, "Can I have a pint?"
Porn and lager.
But I'll say like
She
a
talks so
pint.
softly, it's
Can I have a
hard.
pint of lager, please.
Porn and lager, please.
I just got.
Probably
My
find
accent
someone
is
more in
really-
the accent. Porn and lager. Porn and lager. Best Norfolk rants. I don't want to rant. Communicating with a Norfolk accent. If you are from Norfolk and happen to find yourself outside of Norfolk, you may find that you have a few problems communicating. Okay.
Or was reduced in the January beyond your control.
This is 14 years ago, this video.
Excuse for her to go out and buy yet and
No, they're too quiet. Norfolk accent challenge. This is very hard to find. 1 woman, 17 British accents. Okay.
The UK is incredibly diverse in terms of accents, and it just so happens that I can do many of these
What the
accents
fuck?
as my party trick.
Her mic
so come with me
sucks.
as I take you on a guided tour through all of the accents and archetypes of Great Britain.
I have it
Hi, I'm
on
Siobhan
Max.
Jackson, and this is Anglophenia. And what I'm speaking right now is RP, received pronunciation, or your standard BBC English.
It's spoken
Okay.
across the country, generally by middle, upper middle, and
This
upper
is 8
class
years
people.
ago.
Think of Martin Freeman, Benedict Cumberbatch, or most of the presenters of BBC News. So, good evening. It's 9 o'clock, and this is the news. I'm very important.
heightened RP is generally only spoken on film and television now. So you're gonna think of Nell Card or the Dowager Countess in Downton Abbey. Oh, Gerald, I do love you, but you're so terribly, terribly poor.
You're so terribly, terribly poor. I do love you. Oh, I can't do it. I do love you, but you're so terribly, terribly poor. Did I do it? Did I do it? I did well, right? I did good, right? Chat? Your O's are wrong. Your O's! Your O's!
Abby. Oh, Gerald, I do love you, but...
Gerald! It's like a way of living. This is not even like an accent anymore. It's like a way of life.
You're so terribly, terribly poor.
Terribly, 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 terribly poor. Poor.
Now, London is the accent that most people outside of Britain can recognise. You know, that classic lock, stock and two smoking barrels. Get out of my pub. Go on.
Get out of my pub!
Shut it, you tart.
Shut it, you tart!
Foggy kind of place with a flat, foggy kind of accent. I love to give you an example of somebody that comes from there that speaks like this, but they all lose this accent as soon as they can. Stephen Fry's from Norfolk, but he doesn't speak like this because he's posh. Here's a kind of classic kind of East Anglia phrase. I done dropped my computer in the fan and it's broken. Now let's go across the island to the West Country, which is a much rounder sound. It's farmland full of sheep and cows and apples. Think of like Ganji from the Lord of the Rings or Hagrid from the Harry Potter movies. Oh, you bloody kids, get off my land! Or
land.
Oh, Mr. Frodo, don't let him turn me into anything unnatural. And then when you go down to Cornwall, it gets a little bit more piratey. So hoist the mizzen mast, Squire Trelawney.
What the fuck?
This great sing-songy kind of an accent. Think of Tom Jones or Richard Burton. You know, rage against the dying of the light. Bloody hell, I love Dylan Thomas. Northern Welsh is where the singer Duffy is from. It's a breathier, thicker kind of an accent. And most people from there speak Welsh at home,
sounds
and
Scottish,
English is a second language. So, you know, diolch yn fawr. Now, across the country to the West Midlands and Birmingham, it's a very nasal kind of an accent, mostly on account of all the industry that went on in that area. Cat Daly, who presents So You Think You Can Dance, is from
I can't
there.
understand!
And so is Ozzy Osbourne.
Learning to roll your R's there, Coco.
Remote. Yeah, that voice that he does isn't because of drugs, it's just where he's from.
Oh, he's just from there.
Cool accent. The Beatles are from there, and so's Paul McGann. They were also made European Capital of Culture a couple of years ago by the EU, so don't tell me they're not cultured, alright? Up into Lancashire, and you know, think of Christopher Eccleston or most of the cast of the Downstairs in Downton Abbey. Daisy, get those buns out the oven before they burn.
I can't do it. I'm getting overloaded here. There's too much, chat. This is like overload now.
From Lancashire, and they cut off a lot of the words. So I'm going to pub up hill. Think of Sean Bean from Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones. One does not simply walk into Mordor.
One does not simply walk into Mordor. I can do that one!
The Geordie Shore, or Carol Cole, remember she got fired from the X Factor because nobody could understand a word she was saying. Or Billy Elliot. All I want to do is dance bally, but me dad makes me box.
My dad makes me box. My dad makes me box. Ours really are the weakness.
Think of Ewan McGregor or Dame Maggie Smith as Professor McGonagall. That's 10 points taken from Gryffindor, Mr.
That's 10 points taken from Gryffindor. I can't do it.
And Peter Capaldi are both from there.
There's too much.
So,
how is this tiny ass little island got so much culture? Culture. I'm putting my hands up in a quotation. In quotations.
Or maybe Sir Robert Burns. Best laid plans of mice and men. Gang after Glee. Now let's go
best laid plans of mice and men and gang after Glee.
Liam Neeson is from there.
Liam Neeson!
A very particular set of skills. I know he doesn't say it in that accent in the movie, but it sounds well cool, so like. And finally, Southern Ireland is obviously not a part of the United Kingdom, but I can do a Dublin accent, so let's just do it. It's a pretty classic Irish accent with a lot of assonance to it. So, Sinead,
that was not any language. I think my brain's just turning off.
Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Oh my god. Lots of wars and a long, long history. Okay, the US isn't without its multitude of accents either. What the fuck is going on? I had to leave. Why are we in your bedroom? No, this is a padded room. Why do you think I live in a sane asylum? What? That's terrible. It's funny because Americans used to have rhotic accents. R's in pretty much everything. Really? Maybe I'm too much of a parrot with languages. I don't have a problem with R's. My R's are fine! Ugh. Accent with a lot... Oops, I was not typing that. I don't know what happened. Accent... What? Okay, there we go. Accent with a lot of R's. Intrusive R's accent. What the fuck does this mean?
Hey there, Jim Johnson for Accent Help, and I want to talk about intrusive R's in accents. So, I talked really recently about a linking R, and that's when you get an R like at the end of a word that would get dropped in a non-rhotic accent, which means that it's an R-dropping accent. Fear. That R might come back in if it's linking into a vowel, like in fear of fear, fear of... So that's a linking R.
Ah,
fear
interesting. Very cool. Fear of...
That R coming back in order to link into the vowel that follows, which can happen in separate words, or it can happen within a word. So that's that linking R, where the R comes back in. Now, what else can happen is that you can get an intrusive R in these non-rhotic accents. And that's where, if you've ever heard that somebody's saying that someone might put the R on the end of the word idea, where it becomes idea, that's a really good idea. You don't tend to have that happen unless it's a non-rhotic accent, and what follows the word idea starts with a vowel sound. You got a crazy idea about, you got a crazy idea. This idea about. So that R might come back in when it's acting sort of like this, linking into a vowel. Fear, all by itself, the R would just drop. Fear. 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 Fear of. Fear comes back in there. Same thing with a word like idea. 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 Idea of. Idea there, you might get an R that comes in this act of trying to link between vowels, even though an R doesn't tend to exist there. Well, does not exist in that word there, and that people don't tend to say that sound. You will very rarely hear somebody say idea, but you might hear them say idea about, idea of. Idea about. So it may come in to link into a vowel. That's so cool. This will be really Coco's learning today. What comes out as a schwa sound. It may also happen after an ah or an aw sound. So you may have it happen after the word saw. I saw him. I saw him. Or we went to the spa and had a nice day. The spa, right? So it may come in after these. This is where you're going to hear it a ton. Partially because there are so many things that end with a schwa like that. Like, think about various continents and countries. Africa is, Asia is, America is. You're gonna get that intrusive R that may happen for all of those various locations. Really, really common to happen there. So that's what's commonly called an intrusive R, and it will usually only happen when it's transitioning into a vowel at the beginning of the word. Schwa is the neutral vocal sound. There you go. For more info what you get when you go accents in general, check out accenthelp.com. Oh, Africa is. What the hell? That's so fucking wild. Bro, that's so wild. Hey there. I want to find my accent now. I'm getting so excited. Oh no, you can hear it. The Gyaru's coming out. When I started getting excited, I'm like, oh my god. Okay, no, I gotta relax.
Calm. Peace, calm, tranquility. What the fuck happened to him? How old is this? 4 years ago. What the fuck? He went from being a person to like a Santa Claus in the recent... Wow, this is crazy. Okay. Let's see. I want one for my accent. There's no way I'm gonna find it. Dublin Irish intonation? No way. Face, mouth, price? Strut? Goose? Foot? No. Dress? Italian intonation. Ooh, I want to hear this one.
Hey there, Jim Johnson for Accent Help here, and I want to talk about Italian intonation.
Okay.
So to sort of set that up, really when you're working on any intonation, which is the musicality of it.
Intonation, not intonation, not intonation. Oh, innotation's not a word.
Turn it up later if you haven't quite nailed down all those.
Another good guy to see for things with language is Eric Singer. Ooh, okay, interesting. Kicking out the invasive R species. People will often replace vowels with schwa when speaking casually. Do I do that? Casually. Casually. Yeah, I think I do. Valley Coco. It's true. You say intonation too? Intonation.
So
intonation.
With the intonation, we want to start really strong. And in fact, we're going to lean a little bit into like Italian stereotype in order to indicate that, and then we can talk about how you ease off of that and you don't go quite that strong. But we're going to start very, very strong with this.
Okay.
One other thing that I want to say is that I find helpful with various aspects, but I'd say especially with intonation, is physicalizing that intonation can be incredibly helpful. So that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to show you physicalization for an Italian intonation. So with like a strong Italian accent, what I want to do is a focus on this cycling sort of quality. So I'm going to take my finger and I'm actually going to indicate this like I'm drawing a little bit of a circle here. I'm drawing a circle. Okay? So in drawing this circle, what I want to do is actually to change the pace a bit, so it shouldn't just be regular.
That's so
it should
cool.
Change up when you're working on
change up when I want to talk. That's so cool. That's so interesting. That's so cool.
So the upward and forward quality of this is essential for the Italian accent.
It's ramping.
You start to focus on the going back, and you start to sound more Transylvanian. You're going to drink my blood, right? You don't want to have it sort of have this energy, which I hear happen a lot when people are trying to work on an Italian accent. They start going a little Transylvanian. So we wanted to keep this sort of upward and forward sort of fling. You know, there's something similar to this that happens with a Greek accent, almost a slight sort of indicator of a Greek accent.
Yeah, but it seems like Greek hard stops. Like it ramps and then it stops and drops.
Light sort of forward.
But it looks like the Italian intonation, it's like a ramp. It's like you're like going over like a kind of like a ramped bridge, like a semicircle. It's very interesting.
Have this focus on when you're working on an Italian accent. In the beginning, feel free to cycle far too many times and to go way too strong with an Italian.
In the beginning, I don't know how to talk like this. This is very difficult. Wow, it's so strange, but it's so fun. Isn't this so much fun? I'm getting all giddy now. I love learning stuff like this.
Easy sort of thing that happens.
Wow, that's so interesting. Dog. Now we talk with the dog in the sentence as well. But it's important to talk like very slow and up and down. And I have an Italian friend, so she taught me like a lot about like kind of like I guess tropes of like speaking Italian, and she did talk like that with the ramping, right? Which is very cool.
because then you
Coco, you
back
sound
off
mental.
and
Well,
make
I
it
am in a
longer.
mental institution right now.
There you go. For more info,
You'd peg
on
Coco as a
learning accents for
non-specific
actors,
California
check out
accent?
my website.
Ooh, let's try it. Let's see. Boston versus New York City accent? This is not going to be
Jim
me.
Johnson for act.
Wait, can I try to do a Boston accent without thinking about it? Oh my god. Oh my god. Think, Coco. What is... How do they talk? Got in the car. My car keys. Car keys in the car. My car keys got my car keys for my car keys. Car keys. Car keys. Car keys in the car. The room. The rum. I can't do it. Car keys. Can you say more than car keys? No. No, I can't. Car keys. Car keys. It's in the car. We're talking in the car. The car keys.
It's
so funny.
About a big difference between Boston
Cultivated Australian
and New York
accent?
Sometimes people get confused between those.
That's me.
One of
I'm
the big keys
Aussie.
for
I
this
can talk
is
in an
something I've already
Australian
done a video
accent,
on.
but nothing else.
Corner,
Nothing
and it's
else,
the
mate. I
distinction
don't know.
between
No, it's not
ah
nothing. It's
sound
nothing.
and
Nothing else,
ah
mate.
sound.
Everything is an
And
A.
something that might happen that's
For
kind
some
of in the
reason, I
middle
can
there.
only,
So commonly people
only
think of this as the
talk,
father sound and
only
the
talk
thought
in an
sound.
Australian
Or
accent.
Instead of father, actually, Jason Bell P-A-L-M, but most people say palm. So we round
Oh
it a
shit,
little
I gotta
bit.
listen
So
to
I
him
tend
talk.
to go with the word father, which a lot of folks do as well.
Why is he so quiet in
there's
this one?
a distinction that usually happens for most Americans, for example, between
You started to go Southern Belle at the end. You went
And
British while trying to do
thought.
Aussie.
where there is some degree of rounding.
No, that
Now,
can't
there
be
are
right.
Some American speakers, especially in the far north of the U.S., the upper Midwest, you can hear this in the upper Midwest materials. You can hear
Everything's
this,
all
where these
scrambled in my
actually do
brain.
this Sort of a
Father.
blend.
Father. That's how
And
they
this is
talk
something
in
that's,
Boston.
oftentimes
Father.
called the
That.
Great Lakes
Father.
vowel shift,
Father. My car keys.
Caught, C-O-T, caught, C-A-U-G-H-T, caught, merger. So that it starts to become more like father, thought, caught.
What?
I caught the cot before it fell on the ground. I caught the cot.
I caught the
And
cot.
we'll get it where they actually get fully merged.
The car keys.
Okay. Now, when we're talking about New York speakers,
Yeah.
we get a big difference between these. There tends
Okay.
to be a little bit of rounding that happens on this.
Okay.
Father,
Father.
and a lot of rounding that happens on this.
Thought.
This. Thought.
Thought.
And
What?
there's a couple
Thought.
other words that I want to bring up.
Thought.
Lot and cloth. Because for most Americans,
Cloth.
we got a split where lot belongs with father. This is true in New York. Father, lot,
Father.
Thought.
Lot. Cloth.
thought.
Thought.
Where you get these really
Ah!
rounded
Cloth.
and these
Thought.
much more open,
Father.
maybe with slight
Lot.
rounding.
Wow.
And this is true of the
This is
split
so
that
wild.
Most Americans do. Father, lot, cloth, thought. There's
Oh,
not as
father,
much
lot,
rounding.
cloth, thought.
Again, for some speakers in the far
True.
northern U.S., you might get father, lot, cloth, thought. So you can get them actually
Lot.
all merging together.
Lot.
Now,
Lot.
when you get to Boston,
How long
you
is she
tend
gonna
to
do
get a
this?
subdivision.
Forever.
So instead of the subdivision being
I'm having
here, like it is in
fun.
New York,
What?
you
What's
actually
wrong,
tend to
Chad?
get your
Why can't I
subdivision
learn
here
about
instead, like
shit?
father goes off on
It's
its own
fun.
And goes towards father,
Father.
losing
Father.
that sense of rounding that you tend to hear in New York accents, but then rounding mildly with lot,
Lot.
cloth,
Cloth.
putting these right together. And for most Boston speakers, I hear them move this to the very same sound. Sometimes it's a hint more rounded, but oftentimes it becomes father,
Father.
lot,
Lot.
cloth,
Cloth.
thought.
Thought.
So these
Father.
all become identical.
Father.
Where you hear the big
Why can't I
difference
learn
is
about a shit?
a lot more. And the fact that
Why did I
father
read it like
tends to
that?
be so not rounded, as opposed to New Yorkers where it tends to get a little bit of rounding. Father. That's not
Father.
fa, fa.
Fa.
Father.
Father.
And there's not a lot of true father words, so most of them, notice these are both spelled with O. Almost all the father-like words that are spelled with an O, those are the ones that get the round.
Wow, that's so crazy.
And there's the same subdivision here.
That's so interesting. There's a subtle difference between accents for people outside of those areas, but when you grow up there, you can tell fairly quickly. So, like, if you hear someone with that accent, like, father, but it's probably not like that. Is it that pronounced? Like, if you walk around New York and you hear people like, my father, my mother, father, mother. How do you do mother? Father. Very interesting. Father. Voiceless trapped R. What does that mean? What about mine? Chat, I want to find the one where I drop the T's. Where's the drop the T's sound? They don't have one, do they? No dropping of the T's? Oh no. They don't have it. They don't have the dropping of the T's. No way. Linking R's, we already saw. But what about, like... Okay, we'll see the voiceless trapped R. I don't think this is mine, though.
Here for accent help.
Trapped.
And I had a question from somebody about the concept of the devoiced tap or flap R. Okay.
What?
So to explain a little bit of what this
Okay, wait. I can tell you what country someone is from in Maryland. County. But we all sound Marylandish or general East Coast to you. My father, my mother, my mother, my father. Mother, father. I sound like an insano. Southern Coco. I can't talk anything. I'm like scared. I don't know anything. Drop T's and K's. Yeah, where's my what's my accent, man? Placement for accents. No. Trilled consonants? Trilled! Is that mine? That has to be mine. Or the lack of the trill. Because I don't do the trill.
symbol for it. It's basically an R.
Okay.
Drawn it a little longer. A little bit of an R without that upper leg on it.
Okay, he's so quiet in this one. I'm gonna turn him up.
Flap R. So this tapped R is the thing that Americans do a lot of times for a T or a D sound between vowels. Betty bought some butter. Now this R would actually be the trilled R, but this is the tapped R that you might also think of. The difference between that trilled one and the tapped one is in Spanish, the word for dog versus butt, meaning however, B-U-T, of a perro versus a pero. So that's why it's thought of as a tapped R. But a lot of times what happens is Americans, for example, and many other people as well, use this as the equivalent of a T or a D sound. There are other ways that people transcribe it, but I like to use these symbols. Now, when you devoice
say whoa for me?
That's a little
whoa.
diacritic,
whoa.
meaning devoiced. So you're taking away the voicing. So instead of Betty, it becomes Betty.
Isn't that what I do? Oh my god, that's what I do.
So I'm going to kind of slow it down.
Oh my god. I found it. Betty. I'm so excited. Dude, Betty bought a bunch of was it Betty bought a bag of butter? Butter was butter. Oh my god. I feel so validated right now. I'm so happy. What accent was that? He's not telling me. He's just saying it's a voiceless trapped R or devoicing the R. But here, I'll go back.
E sound. There are other ways that people transcribe
it's devoicing.
But I like to use these symbols.
Devoicing.
Now, when you devoice it, that's a little diacritic.
Perro.
So you're taking
I can
away
roll the
voicing.
R.
So instead
Something's activating.
Betty. It becomes Betty.
Oh no, I don't do that.
The difference is pretty subtle. So I'm going to kind of slow it down and exaggerate it. Betty.
Yeah, he literally drops the whole sound. I don't do that. I go Betty. Like I change it into a D. Betty. Instead of he's going Betty. Betty. And I'm going Betty. It sounds exactly the same. Betty, and then Betty, where I go D, Betty. He's going Betty, 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 like the girl's name, Betty. But instead of Betty, I gotta run, but I don't think you have the dead on of SoCal. You're trying so hard. But yeah, I'm like a mutt. I'm just a mutt. What is my accent, man? Why? Coco downloading new voice packs. Take care, Paranormal. Thank you for coming by. Coco, you're Gen Am? I always thought I was Gen Am. But, Betty, and then I go Betty.
Where the voicing keeps going all the way through. Here I'm taking away the voicing in the middle of the word.
Yeah, Betty. Yeah, Betty. Yeah.
One of the ways that I coach people to do this is almost think of it like you're going to throw in a little H. And that actually is a diacritic for aspirated. But let's pretend for a moment I'm just going to do a tiny H after it. Betty.
Yeah, Betty.
And this is one of the things that you could work on, whether you're doing, say, elevated generican.
But what is this from? What accent is that? Betty.
Sort of,
what is Betty from?
Sort of elevated, whereas most Americans would say sort of elevated.
Elevated.
Those would be what
that's how I say it.
Tapdars, as opposed to this devoiced tapdars. So one of the main ways that I coach people to do it is put an H in there. And let's start really strong. Betty bought some butter.
Bought her.
So putting
Betty
in that
bought
really
some
heavy
butter.
H
Wow,
and
that's
then
so
slowly
strange.
turning it down can be a useful way to approach that.
Wow. Coco,
to
please.
This when I'm coaching people on
if
RP,
you don't like what I'm doing right now,
especially
you
if we're
don't
working on
have to
classic
watch. It's
RP,
okay.
that's
You
sort
can
of-
go and do
that's
something
sort of
else.
old school, where
Like
you're
part
not
of
actually doing a
my
full-on
streams
T
is
there.
just me hanging out and
Sort of-
doing stupid
sort
shit
of.
and
It's not all
going
the way
down
to
big
sort
rabbit
of.
holes,
You
you
get
know?
this, like, popping
That's
T
how
there.
it be
Instead, it's like a
here.
really,
You cannot control the stream. You know, I control the stream. You know what I mean? If you're constantly trying to get me to stop doing what I'm doing and do something else, it's not gonna happen. Let me do it for you. No, do it for you, Kirby. Dropping T's! I found it!
Jim Johnson for Accent
Dropping
Help
T's!
here.
We found it!
And I had someone ask a
Oh my God.
question on YouTube about
We found it! We
what
found
they
the
called
video!
the
Dropping T's!
nasalized tapped R. And they were specifically talking about the word.
There's a quiz I remember taking a while ago that would guess your accent. Really? Oh my god. No way. Okay, it says here, Jim dives into the IPA in answer to question about what's happening in the American tendency to drop T sounds after the N sound in a word. Yeah, but like, I'm so glad. 90 in fast speech sounds to me very much like the second example you gave. Yeah, 90 in my accent is 90. 90. That sounds so strange. Would you put it like that? 90. 90. 90. 90. 90. 90. 90 is like a 99? 99. 90. 99. Whatever.
Internet and Toronto. Those were a couple of examples that they brought up, and saying specifically in American accent.
Internet.
So it's
Internet.
complicated. It's complicated. Okay?
Internet.
So if I were to take something like internet and the way that so many people say it, where it becomes more like internet, almost like it's the inside of you.
I'm getting so excited.
The really simple version is to...
Wait, you can hear I'm really good, right? Everyone needs to listen up. This is my accent. I'm being validated right now. Internet. He said it. He said it. He said it.
It's complicated.
Oh my God.
It's complicated, okay? So if I were to take something like internet and the way that so many people say it, where it becomes more like internet, almost like it's the inside of you, the really simple version is to transcribe it as this. so that it becomes internet. So the simple version of this is basically Americans and Canadians as well very commonly drop a T after an N. So this can happen with a word like winter.
Winter.
Or a splinter.
Splinter!
That you'll tend to say wintertime.
Yes!
And it's a difference depending on how someone says interesting, or if they say interesting, then they'll tend to keep the T.
Interesting. Yeah.
Because then it's launching into the next syllable.
Oh my God.
But very commonly, some people will say interesting. That's really inner.
Internet.
Okay? So,
interesting.
With a word like the internet, in some ways, this doesn't really accurately reflect it. The way that I would tweak it a little bit, that I think becomes an accurate reflection of it, is to say that that N is really short. That little smiley face is a suprasegmental, which is kind of like a diacritic. It's like a little tweak to it that says it's really short. Okay? So the internet. And I think that explains it in a way that's totally appropriate. Now, this person brought up the idea of a nasalized tap. What I'm going to say is it's not the tap that's nasalized, it's the vowel. So here's another way to express the same thing, especially when you breeze through this. You will tend to do a tap.
Oh my God,
so a tap
this is so cool.
Many people do for a T or a D between vowels. So like butter, Betty bought some butter. That's a tapped R. So if we look at the consonant chart, it looks like an upright R, just kind of missing the upright leg of it, okay? So that's a tap or flap R. You sort of move through it, it doesn't build up any pressure. Butter, okay? So that's the main way that I tend to use it. Now, I think another way to explain internet is to say that it's this, but now I'm going to
He's writing a bunch of shit on a whiteboard, basically.
To say that it's a nasalized vowel. So I don't think that the tap gets nasalized, but the sound before it does. So if I don't do the nasalization, itter, kind of like a hitter. Somebody's a baseball hitter, right? Hitter.
Baseball hitter.
Internet. Inner. If you just nasalize that
that's
vowel,
too far.
Potentially you're doing another version
more
of this very same thing.
It's like D's.
So the other example this person brought up was Toronto, Canada. Now most Americans are actually going to say Toronto or something like that, but sometimes we'll say what Canadians tend to say, Toronto. Canadians will round that vowel, Toronto. Whereas most Americans would say Toronto.
Man, that's so fucking wild, dude. I cannot believe this. I feel so validated.
So, you can get Toronto,
this is so cool.
Maybe a little bit of a tapped R, but with an N, but maybe all the way to Toronto.
Holy shit!
That feels like a little bit of a stretch to me, but I think that
Toronto.
These are very possible for those spots where we drop the T's in words like wintertime.
Winter.
I think either one is possible. So there's an answer to something just getting more complicated. The basic idea.
You think you found the quiz? You'll drop it in Discord?
For North American English speakers to drop a T after an
Turtle.
N.
Turtle's another one.
Sometimes even dropping a D after.
Yes, the D!
Like
he mentioned the D.
Sender can almost start to sound like the center of this.
This is so cool.
Which sounds almost like the center of this, the middle of it.
Center.
Sometimes those things happen. Within speech, those are a couple of really complicated ways to explain that.
Internet.
And you will hear this in many, many accents. There you go. If you want more info on learning accents for actors,
that's so
it's
cool.
at accenthelp.com.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome. Oh, that's so cool. Oh my god. I'm so happy right now. This is it. This was my moment right here. Like, finally. The validation. It's real. I'm not just some mutt. I'm not some accent mutt. Wow. That's awesome. That's so cool. I even sound like giggly. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. That's so awesome. Like, I'm over here like girling out, you could say, about my accent. About water? About my accent. Oh, I don't pronounce the T's anywhere. Accent. About. That's so cool. Dropping. Well, I do the G. Dropping. Silly, you can't grill an accent. Damn, you right. Anyway, as fun as this was, we are going to be continuing the demo fest. The next fest, we will be continuing it with more stuff pretty shortly. But unfortunately, it is my time to go. But I was so happy I got to do the accent stuff. I thought it was so much fun. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for it. I am going to have to go now. But yes, I'm very excited. Coco accent time was nice. Good! I can do an accent now, mate. I can do it. Mate. Oi, mate. Oi, mate. I can do the accent now, mate. Good stuff, very fun. Thank you! I'm glad. I can do the accent now, mate. Was that better? I don't know, when I tried to like do accents, I always like am definitely doing theatrics with it. I don't know why. I'm like, oh mate, I can do the accent. Like I have to like swing my head around and shit. Isn't that so strange? Anyway, let's drop the stage. It's enough. It was pretty fun though, I will say. That was very fun. Well, the stream starting soon is wrong, but enjoyed teaching you a little. Oh, I made the cockney, mate. I'm gonna let the cockney. The head brick accent. I should do that. That should be one of my characters. It should be like, I'm gonna talk like this now, mate. Why do you talk like that? Brick to the head, mate. Yep, so... Don't do that in public. Then I'll really get a brick to the head. Shit. Alright, let's switch scenes. Let's get this show on the road. Alright. It was all fun and games. Hello! Hello, welcome! So, the plan as it stands is I might do more demos tomorrow, or I might switch into Bloodborne. I'm not sure, but I would like to do some Bloodborne before the week is over. So we'll see. We'll see what I'm more into. If I feel like busting out and setting up the PlayStation 4, or if I just want to do some demos and just fuck around with everyone. Because it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun today. It was a great time, and I streamed 4 times. Thanks, computer. My viewership got super fragmented because of like the constant tech issues, which is unfortunate, but what can you do? Sometimes it be like that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I hope you had a wonderful day. Thank you for the bits. I very much appreciate. Oh, I got smaller. Ah, I see why. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for the bits. I appreciate it. Hey, Coco, it's been a bit. Still stinky? Oh, yeah, brother. I am... wait. No, I'm not. Why did I agree to that? No, I'm not. I shower every day. I'm not stinky. But thank you. It's been a while since I've seen you in my chat. How are you? Unfortunately, I'm about to end the stream. But, I hope you've been doing good. I hope life has been treating you well. Thank you so much for passing by and saying hi. Yes, I will perish into a fine mist. I'm not filthy. I'm not a filthy imp. How dare you? All right, we are going to switch it over. I'll be curious to see your results. Yeah, I'm gonna check out that quiz. I'm definitely gonna send it to all of my friends too, because I want to see what they get. Hopefully it's accurate. Watch them say, yeah, we don't know what the fuck you are. But I'm hoping that it is accurate. We're going to switch over to Amai's stream. I'm gonna raid them. Looks like they're doing some turnaround art for someone. So it's gonna be an art stream if you're into that. Wash yourself? I'm always washed. I'm always washed? What? I'm always like clean. Pay no attention to the fact that it took me forever to say that, okay? But yes, it's pretty accurate. Oh, you admitted you stanky. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. You're good? Good for you. I'm glad to hear it. All right, we are going to be rating Amai. Thank you so much for coming. I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow, same time as always. You can catch me around any time that you've joined the stream. I will be streaming at the same amount of time tomorrow. That's a very roundabout way of saying that. But yes, thank you so much. I've been having so much fun. You rock. My socks off. Strange. I need to stop talking. I need to just shut up. All right, I'm out of here. Night, Coco, and congrats on escaping the asylum. Wait, there's a knock sounding like an imp at my door. Oh God,